My name is Ramaya Krishnan. I'm the Dean of the Heinz College, and it's indeed a pleasure to welcome all of you to the college and to tonight's event, which is about the Center for Economic Development. First, I thought I should share with you a word about the Heinz College. I see there are lots of students here, but we also have guests from the region, from the city. The Heinz College was established in October 2008. We're the youngest college on campus, but our roots run deep, back to 1968, when we were founded by Professor Bill Cooper and Professor Toby Davis to create what they refer to as men and women of intelligent action who can change the world. And we very much live true to this ethos today. The college is unique, and I know of no other academic institution that co-locates a School of Public Policy and Management and a School of Information Systems and Management. And the college is home to students with a diverse set of interests, from policy to arts and entertainment, from healthcare to information technology management. But the key elements that form the Heinz College identity, the ties that bind, so to speak, that stand out, involve engaging and shaping the real world, being innovators, leveraging the diversity that exists within the college, and being compassionate leaders who can give back to society. These elements of our identity, I think, are a great fit with the Center for Economic Development. In fact, I see each and every one of our panelists here today, the fellows that we have here today, as embodying these values and are great role models for our students. And in this week that is on the heels of the G20, in fact, several of our panelists were on TV. You might have recognized them from having seen them on TV and heard them on the radio. It's really a pleasure to see the region and the city being recognized for reinventing and revitalizing itself. And as we think about the strengthening and the revitalizing of the Center for Economic Development, which over the years has connected the school and the college to the city and the region, I'm really pleased that we are focusing on student-centric activities in this new vision of the CED, so that the students can engage with the fellows, with the organizations that we've signed these memorandums of understanding with, so that you can all do really interesting and innovative projects with these organizations that bring together the strengths of the Heinz College education in bringing together policy, information technology, and organization management, and leadership. So the idea is to have the faculty of the Center for Economic Development and the fellows of the CED, which are the CEOs of each of these organizations that my colleague Lowell Taylor will introduce to you in just a moment, engaging with the students at the college via the Smart Growth Club in such a way that we are able to bring together faculty, fellows, and students to really engage in activities of interest to them and to our region. I'm really pleased today that the faculty of the CED, or led by Professor Lowell Taylor, who is the director of the CED, are in the CMU tradition interdisciplinary, and we have faculty, in addition to the faculty from the Heinz College, faculty from the School of Architecture. So Don Carter, who's on our panel today, is from the School of Architecture. And I want to acknowledge today the terrific work that Brian Tamburo, our Senior Director of External Relations, has done to really make this event possible, and Greg Lagana, the Projects Director, for making this event possible. And I want to say that I'm very pleased and excited about the potential for this organization of the CED, bringing together the faculty, the fellows, and the students of the Heinz College. I want to introduce Professor Lowell Taylor, who will moderate the panel. Lowell.
I think the majority of you are my students. And so you know where I'm going to start here. If we think about economic development, well, put yourself in this mind. 40 years ago or so, Pittsburgh was a pretty miserable place in a lot of ways. There was massive deindustrialization going on. There was flow of population. I think morale was reasonably low. And this city has really improved massively since then. I mean, I haven't been here this whole time, and I know most of you have only been here, many of you have only been here a year or less. But you look around and see this beautiful, vibrant, green city, and it really is a massive improvement over what it was just those few decades ago. How did this happen? Well, you know how I'm going to answer the first part. Part of it is, without doubt, the result of thousands of hardworking individuals, business owners, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, big corporations, universities, hospitals, law firms, individuals who were guided by an invisible hand towards an end that was not their exact intention. The idea that by individual effort we flourish, that's certainly a big part of the story, but it's not the only part of the story. Also, what was going on here over the last several decades is that there were improvements made by the efforts of many individuals. These are people in the public sector, people in public interest organizations, that were taking on issues that could not be and were not fully resolved just simply by the private sector initiatives. And there are lots of examples of this. There's the coordination problem that has to be resolved in trying to restore a blighted neighborhood. There are projects that were taken on by organizations represented by people here that took on brownfield redevelopment where it wasn't individually profitable to undertake that, and yet it created greater good for our entire city. Or there are examples where we have public assets that need to be protected and promoted, like our spectacular riverfronts. All of these are activities that are represented by a host of individuals, and we are incredibly fortunate to have a number of these key people here. Thank you so much, this group, for joining us. So fortunately, my job is made easier because you have I can see this nice brochure that's going to describe a few of the accomplishments of these wonderful people. I'm just going to mention their names in a very brief sentence or two, starting with Rob Stephanie, who's a key player in a number of commercial and residential developments. One of the most important of which is the recent work in East Liberty, which has really been quite spectacular. He's now the executive director of the Urban Redevelopment Authority, which is Pittsburgh's primary economic development agency. Dennis Davin is a director of the Allegheny County Economic Development. Allegheny County Economic Development. I got to slow down. I get so excited when I see economics. Charge on ahead. This is the lead economic and residential development agency for Allegheny County. He's responsible for the overall development and implementation of the economic strategy of this massive county. And his department is coordinating, think over $1 billion annually in the kind of coordination effort of financing the businesses, residential, community development projects. Lisa Schroeder is the national media star, what I have here. It's really true. I couldn't turn the TV on last week. No. I kept on flipping networks, and she was everywhere. It was unbelievable, and well-deserved. Because I think that, if I tried to pick the one thing that I think is the most important thing that we've got to protect here, it's our beautiful rivers, and this is exactly what her organization undertakes. She's working on master planning, public meetings, negotiations with multiple property owners, and drawing on the world's best talent in urban design in this process. Ellen Knight, we appreciate your joining us as well. There may be a couple of MAM students here, I hope so, because she could be an inspiration to you. She too came from the arts. But now is working in with the Pittsburgh Partnership for Neighborhood Development, where she is the president. This is Pittsburgh's premier financial intermediary for community-based development. Before joining that organization, she was a director at the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development.